This is Eagle Owl, and today we're going to talk about A.J. Brown defends Jalen Hurts. Also, Nick Sirianni starting to get aggravated about the questions about A.J. Brown. And lastly, we're going to talk about the real issue of this team, and it's the O-line. But let's get straight into it. All right, man. Before we get into the A.J. Brown, the media stuff, what's going on, like QB once said,
we got the Detroit Lions, so I'm gonna definitely put a halt to that. I think the more we drive that, the more of a distraction it becomes, and I think ultimately it's about the group. And so things have been what they've been, and they are where they are. You know, we are who we are as a team. We're all we got, and we're all we need. And so, in terms of who we have this week, we got a really good opponent coming into town, a team that is, if I can only imagine, has been waiting on the opportunity to play us, given history and given how good they've been. Been a great team, great organization, great coach, and great culture. And so my energy, my focus is purely focused on trying to be the best that I can be this week, trying to lead this offense in a way that we need to be led and be the leader I need to be in this time.
the more we talk about this, the more, the focus is off the Detroit Lions, who is a really good team. So let's talk about them just a little bit before I get into the other stuff. Detroit Lions are missing some pieces. Penny Sewell did not practice. Terrion Arnold, Aiden Hutchinson, big name guys. So they dealing with some injuries, but this is still a good team we're going against. They still got that offensive power, offensive weapons, and they can still make things happen on the defensive side a little bit. But we got to take advantage of that. I hope those guys get well, but at the same time, us basically being fully healthy, especially with our weapons and the A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, we got to take advantage of that, of them, dealing with some knick-knack injuries. And this is a big game. Again, this could be the number one seed right here. This could be the tiebreaker right here. We knocked off Tampa Bay, so we got the tiebreaker on them. Green Bay Packers, if they make a surge, we got the tiebreaker on them. And then you get a chance to play Chicago if they end up becoming a team in first place, and we beat the Rams. So we got a lot of tiebreakers against these top tier teams, and this is the one we need to knock off. Again, like Jalen Hurts said, the A.J. Brown thing is a distraction, but I like that his focus is still on Detroit Lions, and hopefully the media start asking some questions about it, because it's Thursday, and I haven't heard any questions about the Detroit Lions going into this game. This is not the New York Giants or the New York Jets or something like that, or the Washington Commanders. This is the Detroit Lions, man. A newly ramped Detroit Lions who want your head. That was the team that wanted to play you game one. There's supposed to be a big game Sunday night. Supposed to be talking about this, but instead, we're going to get into the BS, right? So A.J. Brown was asked a multitude of questions, and I know these will be the answers that are highlighted the most, that he was frustrated and how he dealt with it, and also, him not apologizing. I'm going to just play the clips just in case you guys didn't see it.
AJ, with the
Last one, folks.
with the stream, you described it as venting to your friend.
I didn't.
I'm sorry. So I'm hearing from back here. So you said you're talking to your friend.
Yeah.
So just in a very public setting, why are you comfortable in speaking that way? Did you think about that? Because obviously we end up in a space talking to you. Just curious why, or how you think about that.
Because after the game, I said all the right answers. I still made a story. Right. In that moment where I'm just talking to my friend, having fun with my friend, I'm not apologizing for that. Like I said, because if you have eyes, you can see that. And so, it's not that I was throwing anybody on the bus. I'm literally trying to laugh through this shit.
Yeah.
This shit is tough. But I'm trying to make fun of the situation and to try to get through it. So, it is what it is, man.
All right.
When you're with the
explain the situation with the fact that you suddenly took it.
It's not just solely about my situation. I mean, guys, obviously I want to win too, and I think if we're really focusing on winning and doing our job, We can't just keep slapping the Band-Aid over the defense doing their job and getting us out of trouble. At what point are we going to pick up our slack as an offense that we're so great, you know? And that's what I'm getting at. It's not about we're not winning or I don't care about winning. All I care about is snapping stats. No, it's been week after week sometimes. We're not contributing. We're not doing our job on offense. So you can't just keep slapping a Band-Aid over it and you expect to win late in the year and you think you're going to go to it at the end of the year. It's not going to fucking happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You know? And last year, what it was, thank you for the ring, but it's a new season. They adapted. We have to adapt and we have to continue to, like, get better and try to find new ways. So that's where the frustration comes in because it's not about winning, you guys. Like, I want to win, yes. And help contribute as well. Do our thing on offense as well. I think that's fair.
Do you feel
Couple
like
more?
we're missing?
That's gonna be the highlight of most of these, videos that come out, ESPN and stuff like that. But this is the real video that needs to be highlighted. And let me play this clip.
AJ, when I asked you
Three
about-
more,
when I
guys.
asked you about the ball coming your way, you said you don't know why, but if you look at the film, look, we don't know what Jalen's directive is in the other play, but there were obvious examples where you were wide open and the ball wasn't coming to you. Is that related to whether you're the first read, or is that he's not throwing the ball at you for some reason?
I don't think that's the case at all. I think certain players have different reads. Despite what it looks like when somebody takes a screenshot, and you can't go off that. That he has certain reads. He has a lot going on in his head that he's trying to process, and then also he has pressure in his face. So, like I said, I don't know. That maybe it's a question for him or KP. Anybody, so.
Remember my last video, what I say, the title say, I know who the real beef is with, or something like that, or AJ Brown real beef is with Kevin Patullo, and I put a question mark. I'm like, because I came to that conclusion when they went rogue, him and Jalen Hurts. I'm like, that's interesting because if Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown was really beefing and they ain't really care about each other, why both of them just decide, like, you know what, we're going to do this together, go deep on this go ball, whatever. Now, I don't like it. I don't. But the positive I took out of that is like, oh, those two are still somewhat close. Those two can still talk to each other. And what AJ Brown says, like, yo, it's not on Jalen Hurts. You can take these screenshots and say this guy and that guy was open or whatever. But if I'm not his first read and then pressure is in his face, what can he do? He got to roll out. Things got to change. So he's saying it's not really Jalen Hurts, quote unquote, is really the play caller, even though he didn't say that. But I believe it's the play call and they don't know how to scheme him open. That been my thing. Now, my problem with AJ Brown, y'all heard my last video. I'm just tired of the, on the Twitch stream and doing this, or, I'm on Twitter, I'm going to type this out. Certain things should be kept in-house. Now, is this the way he deal with it? Maybe. But you put your team in awkward positions. Like Jalen Hurts got to answer a million questions about AJ Brown, what he said on the Twitch stream. And then you see Nick Sirianni, and let me just play this clip of him just being visibly frustrated.
It was kind of business as usual with AJ. I mean, his latest comments, made it seem like it's not business as usual. Like, how do you kind of reconcile that with him?
Yeah, guys, I'm close to being done answering these questions with this. Like, he's working hard, and he is a big part of this game plan, and it'll be a big part of the game plan going forward. And he's working like crazy when he's here, and I'm excited to have him.
He's like, look, guys, I'm tired of answering questions about this. So that's what I don't like. He's putting guys in very weird situations, and I don't like it. And y'all heard me, like, yo, if you like feel this way, you think it's gonna be, somewhere else better, then best of luck to you. I don't want that to happen. But what it sound like, and every time I hear him speak to the media, it sound like he really want to be here. He just frustrated of what's going on because he know they can be better. My problem with even like Howie and Jeffrey Lurie and those guys letting this thing happen, because this is not like a rebuild team where it's okay, we're going to try out new offensive coordinators and stuff like that. You have a championship team and you hand in the keys to an 18-year-old who never drove a car before. Why would you give the keys to a guy that don't even have his driver's license with no experience? And you're not just handing them any keys, you handing them the keys to a Ferrari. That's my problem with upper management and Nick Sirianni. Look, if Kevin Patullo felt some type of way, they hired, somebody from outside or whatever to be the offensive coordinator. I would have been like, best of luck to you, Kevin Patullo. You could go somewhere, find another job, and hopefully you get that spot. Remember when Deuce Staley felt some type of way because they ain't get him the head coaching job? And Howie Roseman, those guys, like, best of luck to you. We just not going to take that risk. I think they should treat that offensive coordinator spot the same way. Like, look, you never did this before. We still in the Super Bowl window. I think you're not ready for this. Maybe go somewhere, get some offensive calling, under your belt, and we see what you can do. I just think this wasn't a year to experiment, because the real problem is he don't know how to use AJ Brown. Like, he seriously don't know how to use him, as crazy as it sounds. So hopefully AJ Brown calling it out. They draw up some more schemes. Maybe AJ Brown be the first read from time to time, not just go balls or just give him a target just because. Nah, like, really draw some shit up for AJ Brown. He's too good just to be, a whatever guy. And we not even talking about like Jahad Dotson not really touching the ball like that. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what he's doing. One thing I can say, he know how to use Devontae Smith and Goddard. Oh, he know how to use them. But Saquon can't get it right. AJ can't get it right. The O-line, and we're going to talk about them, can't get right. So, hopefully something changed. And let's talk about the O-line. I purposely did not talk about the injury report first, because look at this. Look at the guys that are limited. Look at them. It's only one guy that's not on there, and that's Jordan Mailata. And Jordan Mailata, he's been having all season, but Tyler Steen hurt, Lane Johnson hurt, Landon Dickerson hurt, Cam Jurgens hurt. All those guys hurt. And that's the real issue. Besides the play calling, yes, that's an issue. But on the field, that O-line just haven't been the same. And they go through a Super Bowl year. That's basically the same O-line who was hurt going into the Super Bowl, and it just carried over to the following season. Jalen Hurts just don't have the same time to go through all his reads like how he did. Again, I see you guys sending me screenshots. This guy was open, that guy was open. Like AJ said, like, yo, you can pull those up a million times. But when pressure in your face, you got 3 seconds, basically, or less to throw the ball. There's only so much Jalen Hurts can do. And I like that AJ Brown took up for him. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hey, man, what do you think? And how do you feel, man? The O-line being a real issue. AJ Brown had a lot to say. And don't forget about Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions are really good. But this is Eagle Al, man. I'm up.